Hey, what's up? Breaking Chains with Rock. We're on episode number 2. We're back at it in the studio. I'm your podcast producer, Orlando. What's up, everybody? How you doing, Rock?
I'm doing all right. By the way, this is Mystery Man from the first show.
Mystery Man. I blurred myself out because I didn't get a fade. We're gonna call it that. So
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
leave it at that. What's up? Glad to have you back in the studio again. Blessed to be here, and I understand you've got some things that you want to cover today.
Definitely. Ever since we released the first show, I've had a lot of conversations with people that been giving some pretty good feedback.
That's
And
good.
with the feedback, I got a lot of more things to
That's good.
speak about.
You've been receiving things well, then I take it.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of love. You know what I mean? A lot of love. A lot of people that are willing to come on the show and they got a lot to say.
Hmm.
So pretty excited about that. But I guess I'll get straight to the point.
Yeah,
You know
let's
what I'm
go into
saying?
it, buddy.
So one thing we were talking about, that I was talking about with one of my good friends was he was like, so what was your situation out there? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like how bad was it, for me, and I'm gonna get straight to the point, I was walking through the desert, bro. Okay. I was hanging around in tunnels. I was sleeping in abandoned buildings, I was crushed in spirit, but as soon as I let go and let God, everything changed. Everything changed for me. I had to be wise about who I chose to be my friends. So that was something I had to deal with. Having a circle of people around me that not necessarily didn't want anything good for me, but they didn't want anything good for themselves. So what was that going to do for me? You know, and there was no motivation there, and that's why it took me so long to come back to reality. That's why it took me so long to realize that there was a chance to feel happy again, to feel peace again, because in that mind state it seems almost impossible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Can you describe in detail so you could kind of paint a picture of exactly what the scene looked like out there? I mean, did you have anything with you that you were carrying around while you were out there? Did you have a set of things that you needed to have as far as like, I don't know how deep it was, like stuff for sleeping, clothes, like how was that?
Man, where do I get started? Okay, so in the beginning, you know, when this last time when I first relapsed, I had a little bit of money put away or whatnot. So I was able to get hotel rooms, and everything seems, fine and dandy. You got a roof over your head, you're able to shower, you can get some food and whatnot, So that was the situation for a little bit. But when you're caught up in that life, that don't last for too long, drama's gonna happen, things are gonna happen, people are gonna do you dirty, and you're gonna lose money. So before you knew it, I was on the streets literally, and I also had warrants for my arrest, and the police was looking for me. So I was paranoid to be in hotels after that. So I was, like I said, I was out there in the desert, bro. Like you see all these homeless camps,
Hmm.
and I'm gonna keep it real. Like I never thought I would be out there. I was in the middle of all that, and I seen a lot of people that I knew growing up. So I was like, I'm definitely not alone here.
Hmm.
It's not that it made me feel better, but it made me realize how bad it was, because these were people that were very smart in school. That you just didn't think you were gonna find them out there. So when we were out there, it was just something um, that had me thinking, like, who am I going to run into next? Because it was overwhelming the amount of people
Hmm.
that were out there in different parts of town. In my little area, there was definitely at least 100 people.
Yeah.
That was just like a little section. There's places in town where there's like hundreds of
Right.
people in one area.
I think off of Golf Links, there's this area that is just a whole
Yeah,
encampment.
it's called 100 Acres. It's called 100 Acres, and I went out there one time, and it's a little town. It's a trip, and it's true. Some of these people, they get used to being out there, and a big reason for that, and well, a big reason for me at the time was like I had like this really nice tent or whatever, and I had AC in there. I had like a new couch in there, like, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Because I was able to get stuff like that. Some people don't. Some people will sleep on the sidewalk. But I mean, that just I wouldn't be able to do something like that because just
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but I would not be able to throw myself on the ground and just sleep anywhere. I'm not saying that it was better for me to have a a tent or whatever, but I mean that's what it is. I mean, you have people
Mhm.
out there that have all kinds of stuff, and it makes you feel a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There were so many, bro. There were so many people in that camp. There was barbers there, so I kept.
Really?
There's times where I've got to fade twice a week, bro. So it makes you feel like you're all right. You had a little portable shower right there. You feel me? I had an expensive grill out there,
I
bro.
seen
And
grills.
and this happens because I'm doing illegal activities, so I'm making money, right? So and it's crazy. People bring you stuff, and I had all this brand new clothes out there, but then there was times where somebody would be like, "Hey, the cops came by and they had a picture of you looking for you."
Damn.
So I would dip, and I would be somewhere else hiding for 3 days, having the same thing on for 3 4 days. So it's not like you're gonna stay looking fresh and nice or whatever. But at the same time, I mean, I was out there like 145 pounds,
Crazy.
so it don't matter
What are
how,
you at right now?
man.
What's your normal after eating
I mean,
good,
I gained
living
like
good?
65 pounds, bro.
That's
But
crazy,
you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's pretty. It's a crazy thing to talk about, because
bro.
a lot of people they haven't been in those camps, and not only that, but it's dangerous, bro. Like them communities out there, believe it or not, they're like family. Some of them,
Uh-huh.
like they look out for each other, and if they don't know you, like you're literally gonna get checked, bro. I've seen people get shot, you know, uh, beat up bad because they're like intruding, and people are out there up for days, paranoid, and somebody comes in all crazy, and they get dealt with, and no questions asked. Like it's crazy. Imagine like trying to come into a spot, and you got like 4 or 5 dudes that haven't slept for a week, and they got guns. These people out there got guns, bro. We had guns. I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything no more, dog. There was all kinds of weapons. People see these homeless people and they're like, oh, they don't got nothing. Oh, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. It,
Yeah, bring it up a little more.
so yeah,
That's crazy.
it is crazy, man. It is crazy. And another thing is, like a lot of these people that were out there, and I got to know them or whatever, like their families would be looking for them too.
Mm.
Like they would have parents coming in and be like, "Hey, have you seen my son or have you seen my daughter?" And they would show me pictures, and be like, "Yeah, they were just here." And this happened like weekly, bro. There's so many people out there. Like you have not, one thing is a lot of parents, don't do that for their kids, but you'd be surprised, how many do, just like my parents went out there, and I'm 39 years old, bro, and I had my parents out there looking for me until they found me because they were asking people because
Talk about that experience right there.
bro, let
What
me tell you,
describe?
the first time someone told me, "Hey, your mom and dad came looking for you." You know what I'm saying? And that the whole time I was out there, I'm trying to avoid family and friends because, like I said, you're so caught up in that lifestyle. And for me, a big part of it was being ashamed. I was ashamed, and also not wanting to hear what we think they're gonna say already. Like what I'm saying, they're gonna tell you you need to get some help, and we ain't trying to hear that, or at least I wasn't trying to hear that. And they came looking for me, and They finally found me one day, you know, and I honestly I hadn't seen my mom and dad in like a year, in like a year. And when I seen them, I didn't even know what to say, bro. I remember a little bit, So I didn't know what to say, but of course, like, my mom's just like, she wasn't like crazy mad or anything like that. She was happy to see me, but she was in tears, And my dad was like, "Son, like, what's going on?" You know what I'm saying? And honestly, like, I always try to cut it short with them, But once they found me in a certain area, they kept going back,
Mm.
trying to convince me to go get help. And I would see them sometimes from a distance and I would avoid them, bro.
Wow.
You know, I would avoid them just because you ain't trying to get help. You know, it's crazy the mindset I had. I was like, I can't get help, because I couldn't go 2 hours without doing some pills, which is insane, bro.
That's a lot of pills a
Bro, I
day.
like this. The fentanyl pills, they're so addicting that some people will start withdrawing within an hour, and some people within 2, 3 hours, they're like freaking out. So the thought of me going, getting help, and not having it for whatever amount is like, it's overwhelming. You're like, I'm not gonna be able to handle that. As dumb as it sounds, it sounds dumb, but when you're on it, your brain's wired like, you need me, and you can't go that long. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Especially when you're consuming them like I was, like, I want to say at least 50 a day.
It's crazy.
There was days where I did like 70, and I met people at rehab that smoked 100 a day. You know, and I believe it because I've seen people, like, once you build up a tolerance, people start throwing 3, 4, 5 pills on the foil.
And they're cheap as hell, huh?
Yeah, the last time I bought pills, I was getting them for 10 cents. Yeah, because I was getting like massive amount, you know what I mean? But I don't know what they go for now. I'm not out there, you know what I mean? I have no idea, but I can imagine. I mean, people are still getting them for cheap. I mean, the regular price is like $1,
I just saw a bust on the news
four
for,
million.
yeah, did you see that?
Yeah, but for those four
That is,
million that got popped, like 20 million came in.
mm,
You know what I mean? It's the same as any other drug problem we've had before. They're gonna make it seem good. I mean, of course. I mean,
right. Let me
you.
ask you something now.
Yeah.
Nine, like, we talked about the camps that are out there and around town. We've all seen them. What's a good way to help these people in them camps? Is there any help at all? Like, why hasn't the city done anything about it, or what is it gonna take?
Well, I know
What do you
that
think?
one thing that I still trip on is that you can drive down certain streets and see people smoking foils and hitting pipes on the side of the road in the bus stops, and the cops will just drive right by them. I don't know what that's about, you know. Um,
It's just too overwhelming.
like, I don't know how, I'm saying, I don't know how that system works. I just feel that it's getting a little out of hand, you feel me? Because our kids are out there, you know, and it's not a good look regardless. It's not a good look regardless. When I would be out there and people would be doing this, the cops would drive by, and they kind of they I mean, they're not gonna forget your face. So I mean, eventually you're gonna get caught for something, because if you're doing these drugs, you're gonna be into things you're not supposed to be doing. So I mean, it's gonna catch up to you regardless. But the fact that they're on the side of the road at the bus stops smoking these things is a little bit ridiculous to me. I mean,
You have kids who take the bus from school.
like,
Son
school
tried to.
just started. I passed by a bus stop this morning and there's like 30 kids And right behind the bus stop, there's like 4 dudes smoking foils and, hitting pipes. You know what I'm saying? The cops know that they're there. You know what I'm saying? Something needs to be done, bro. I mean, I'm not. I'm. I'm just. That's
Is
my.
it
That's my opinion.
is it a I don't know if it's a law enforcement issue. I think it's more of a mental, psychological, mental health type of thing. I don't know if there's caseworkers for that kind of thing to send people out to go rescue people. You know what I mean? I think it takes like a caseworker or some sort
Well,
to.
no, they have.
How could you go out and try to convince somebody to say, "Hey,
So
come with me"?
they
You know,
have teams from different rehabs.
is that what it
Yeah,
is?
that go out on the field. A lot of my friends that have jobs at these rehabs, I mean, go out there every day to different campsites. That's how many of these there are, bro. You know, and they go out there and they provide resources. They give them water, some food, or
Mm,
I'm think like
yeah,
things like that. Like I'm not
yeah.
sure
I didn't
exactly.
know that there was.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure, because when I was out there, I would see people like that, and I would just go the other way. You know what I mean? So there is a lot of that help out there, and I mean, I know that now if they catch you, with like, I don't know what how it goes, but I know that people get caught with foils and stuff like that, and they offer them to go to jail or to go to rehab. I know that's a fact because I've seen it done. I've seen it before my eyes. And a lot of these people, they'll be like, okay, well, I'll go to rehab. They'll take them to a detox, not really like per se like a long stay rehab. They'll take them to a detox, and they'll be in there. And as soon as the cops leave, I don't know how it works. Like you're in there for like whatever the intake, whatever. And as soon as the cops leave, they leave.
they have every right to, right? Nobody
Yes,
can hold them back if they're over
exactly.
18 years
You
old.
know,
So
but I mean, and then the cops gonna eventually
eventually,
see you like,
yeah,
within a day or two, probably if you're out there. So I mean, I don't know how that works, bro, but I
yeah.
mean that's something I know that goes on here in town, and I still don't understand how all this is getting out of hand because it's been a problem.
Right.
And the only reason I'm like addressing it is because I used to be part of that problem, bro.
Yeah.
And now that I'm on this side, I'm like, it's all bad. One thing, I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. One thing, like I said, I was ashamed, to even be out in public. So I mean, I never smoked in public like that, because like I said, bro, I had a lot of pride. I was like, I am not gonna be seen smoking out here. That is crazy, you know. But I was still part of the problem. You know what I'm saying? So, um, yeah, and
Now that you are on this side, what do you feel is necessary that you need to learn and gain in order to help these people?
well, I mean, honestly, because I know how it goes. When I see someone in the corner asking for money, I won't give them money because they're gonna go buy drugs. But what I will do is give them like something to drink, bro, or something to eat. You know what I'm saying? On one day, I had like a couple pairs of socks in my car, and I was handing out pairs of socks. I'm like, here, throw these on. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people I remember, and a lot of them don't even recognize me, and it's a trip because some
Wow.
some of them I was around them for like months and months, and I'll be like, "What's up, bro?" And they'll be like, "Hey, what's up?" Like you know what I mean? I'll be like, "It's me, dog." Like, and they're
That's
but
crazy.
a big reason is because they're just
Gone.
gone. Like
Yeah.
they're on a good one for real. So, but yeah, honestly, it's crazy because a lot of people drive by and they're just driving by a problem without being any kind of solution. At least roll your window down and be like, "Hey, bro," some words of encouragement
Yeah.
would be nice.
You,
Honestly, we pray for these people all the time. I mean, be some kind of light to them,
it's
bro.
crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Just,
That's it. Doesn't take much to be like, "Hey,
you know,
bro, you're better than this, right?" Like how many people
right.
have done that? Very little, bro.
You know what's crazy is that I just passed on my way to work golf links in Craycroft on the corner. Mexican dude. pants halfway down his ass, shirtless on the corner, just moving around all weird, right? And everybody's looking. I see the guy in the back of me in the truck, and I can see he pops his phone out, right? He wants to record what this guy's doing, right? And I'm not gonna do anything like that, but all I could think about was like, dang, I need to pray for this guy. If I could do anything at all, just give him a little prayer. You know what I mean? Because it does kind of like, because now that we're having these conversations and things, I'm more aware of what's out there now. More when I look around, and I just give a short little, please God help him kind of type thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes that's all you can do, I guess.
It sucks because
It does.
these people that are walking around that look like they got nothing to give got a lot of gifts that people are not aware of.
Yeah.
When you see someone like that walking around looking raggedy, the last thing on your mind is, oh, this person probably has a lot of talent. There's no light there, so people, they underestimate. And a lot of these people that I was out there with were some of the smartest people I ever met in my life. And it's just everything's thrown away because of these addictions. I met some master mechanics out there, bro.
Oh, I'm sure.
Of super techie people that are using their abilities to do illegal stuff that they could probably work at a like
IT
top of the
firm.
line security. You know what I'm saying?
You know who comes to mind? I don't want to throw his name, but nobody's gonna know who it is. But Bill.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like,
he fixed all the hood cars.
Yeah. But it's real, right?
Yeah,
it's
right.
real. And not only that, but like just super humble people, that they're just, it's a trip that are out there, and we'll never figure that part out, or at least
do you think like those pills, blues and stuff, because with other drugs there are functioning drug users and things like that, like people who are on meth or smoke crack and stuff, and they can function and look normal. Can anybody do that off of blues, you think?
I've never seen it done.
You've never seen it?
Never.
Like,
well,
have a regular life and be able to do
never,
that?
never,
not on that drug.
never, bro. Not one time.
Yeah.
Like maybe for a little bit, maybe for a little bit. Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna put a time on it, but it's not gonna happen, because at one point, right, your body needs more, right, and your body becomes like to want like an overwhelming amount, bro. It's crazy. Like, you can't stop smoking them. Like, I couldn't stop smoking them. You couldn't stop me from smoking them. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, even if I wasn't withdrawing, I was still smoking them.
It was in. Did it turn into a habit more than anything after a while?
Yeah.
Or was it the craving so bad in your body?
It's
or was it just a habit that that's what you did? You pulled
well, I mean, it is that habit part, but if you don't have any for a little bit, your body starts to freak out, bro. And then your mind starts to freak out. People are just a train wreck. I mean, I was a train wreck. If I didn't have any, I started to basically like your body goes in shock, bro. A lot of people
what I'm asking, kind of, is it your mental knowing that you don't have any left that's getting to you, or is it actual chemically imbalance withdrawal?
Physically your body starts to shut down. It starts to shut down. I mean, we all have different immune systems or whatnot, but the way these fentanyl pills work is they're so addictive that it's not like you can smoke one and then be like, well, I'm gonna save one for tonight. Like, that might work out for someone who's just starting, and that's if they make it past the first hit. The first time I hit a fentanyl pill, my first hit ever, bro, I overdosed.
Crazy.
Yeah. And the reason I overdosed off that pill was because that was when I was addicted to heroin, bro. I was addicted to heroin. I had no heroin. My friends like, hey, check this out. They're going to do the same, they're going to take your sickness away, and I had an idea of what they were. And I hit that pill like there's no tomorrow. And I fell face first in a hotel room. And when I fell on the floor, I guess somebody happened to be passing by or something like that and had a Narcan,
No way.
and they handed it to my homie at the time, and
Where does
brought
that
me
go?
he brought me
Anywhere
back.
in the arm, in the leg, or
No,
what? Oh,
it's a
inhaler.
spray,
I
So
thought I'm thinking the big old
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction style, straight to the
No,
heart.
I mean, there's a couple of different ways of doing it, but
Yeah.
when that happened to me, and you wake up in immediate withdrawals, and the insanity part of the addiction, bro. So I woke up tripping. My heart rate was like ridiculous. I felt like I was gonna have a heart attack, right? So someone called the ambulance, right? And when the ambulance got there,
You're like, let me head no.
no, check this
All
out.
right, go
They
ahead.
checked my heart rate, and they're like, yeah, he's gonna be all right, but his heart rate's high. Just lay down. And they're like, go get help. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go get help. And like, what I'm saying, in the back of your mind, you're like, nah. And when they left, I remember I fell asleep. I woke up like a minute. I mean, not a minute. I woke up like an hour later, and like I said, the insanity part of the addiction is I went on and smoked some more, but I took smaller hits, and I was able to be
Wow,
okay. And from there, it was just a never-ending spree of fentanyl pills.
crazy, John.
You know what I mean? And the crazy part is, after that overdose on fentanyl pills, I overdosed 4 more different times.
No,
Because we don't know where these pills are coming from. Some of these pills are made like in big, like, factories out in Mexico,
oh yeah,
but some of them are made in someone's freaking bathroom.
crazy.
You know what I mean? We don't know what they're putting in them. A lot of these people, I mean,
Yeah,
they're who knows what their intentions are. These people could be putting poison in them for all we know, because I knew people that were smoking these for years, okay, years, and they never stopped. They're what do you call it? They were immune to these pills, and out of nowhere they smoked this one particular pill, and then they overdosed and died. So it just tells you that they're putting other things in these pills that'll take you out. It's not just the fentanyl itself; it's all these other chemicals. I heard horse tranquilizer, and all this crazy stuff. Like, I'm
did you
man.
have a specific person you were getting them from, or was
Oh
this like
no, I
whoever
mean,
had it?
I
How'd that
mean,
go?
like I
I
said, that
couldn't imagine
that
giving
community.
somebody 10 cents
Well, I
for
mean,
a
it's
fucking
not. I mean,
pill.
it's not really. You have to get a large
Right?
amount.
Was it like that? They were like, no, you got to buy like 20 in order to make anything,
I
or
mean,
did
it
people just
depends. I
whatever?
mean, I'm from here, so unfortunately, I knew a lot of people, and I had no trouble getting them. So yeah, I had specific people, and because I was out there for so long, and all that stuff, I was super consistent, and that was another reason it was so hard for me to get off. You know, I had all these people reaching out to me, especially my mom, my dad, my sister, good friends from Zion City, other churches too. Shout out to the God Squad.
I knew that was coming. I was waiting for that.
Yeah. So, and they're out there reaching out to me, and it was so hard for me to go get help because I had money in my pocket. I had all the pills on the side. I and in that position, in that mind state, you're like, I'm not ready because I'm not doing too bad right now. It's weird. I
Yeah.
know it seems
No,
dumb,
no,
but you know what I
it
mean?
makes
I'm
sense.
like, I'm not out there like struggling, like, like I'm not in a corner
Right.
asking for money. Like, I'm over here hustling, and I'm
Yeah.
there was days where me and my boy would rent hotel rooms for people, mainly him, but I did it a few times for people just to go and shower.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So there was a time where it picked up, and like, it's crazy, bro. It started off, I'm gonna keep it real. It started off with just me and like 3 homies, right? And before you knew it, something happened. Someone broke into our hotel room, broke the window, took all our stuff while we went to go get a hot dog across the street, right? They took like thousands of dollars from me, right? And so I'm out on the streets now. Feel me? So I'm out on the streets now. We found like a little spot. I'm like, we're gonna hang out here until we figure things out, right? And before you know it, within a couple of days, there's like 40 people out there with us. And, people are bringing us like brand new tents, bro. Like Coleman tents with like speakers installed. And I'm not even exaggerating, bro. We had generators out there. Like, not like I said, not everybody had it like that, but
Yeah.
like, in the winter,
When you get a group of people like that to pull through for each other, you can come up with some
it's
pretty
great, bro.
crazy
Yeah, I'm
stuff
not
like that.
gonna exaggerate, bro. I'm keeping it real. I had a big screen TV, bro. And that's why people are like, well, we're just gonna hang out right here. It's not too bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if we're gonna be on drugs, we might as well be in this nice tent with couches and away from people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I know it seems a little. I mean, actually, it's really weird for me to speak about it, but like, I'm
It's
not.
the truth,
I'm
though.
not ashamed no more
It's
because
real interesting, honestly. You know what I mean?
I'm not ashamed no more because it's the truth.
No.
Like, it's the truth. That's what happened. But you don't gotta live like that no more. You feel me? And like, that's why I try to reach out to all the people that I know out there that I see, because I was in the same position. And a lot of these people, they're like, I can't. No, I mean, it's not that you can't, it's just that you don't want to. Because if I can do it, then you can do it. Because I promise you, I was smoking more than you. And a lot of these people, they don't want to hear it. Like I said, they don't want to hear it. But I mean, it doesn't hurt to reach out to them once in a while. I'm not saying to be out there consistently, but
Yeah.
say something once in a while, like, you ready now? You ready to go get some help? You know, Especially when you see people that overdosing and dying. You would think that would kind of put some scare in you, but honestly, it's crazy. I remember people overdosing next to us, bro, and people would be like, well, who's gonna call the ambulance? Like, oh, cool. Like, I'm like, what? you know I had to call the ambulance a couple times because I'm like, nobody else is gonna do it. Like, that's crazy. Like, we were trying to bring them back and we couldn't, bro. Like, they smoked something that was in the pill that couldn't bring them back, or maybe they needed more Narcan. We only had one. You know, I remember one time this girl overdosed at her spot out there, bro, and I slapped her back into reality. No joke. Like, I seen her like literally like dying, losing color and everything, and no one had a Narcan. And I remember someone telling me, you slap them. I slapped her so hard.
Damn, that's crazy.
It is crazy,
That's
bro.
a crazy
And
story.
her boyfriend was standing right next to her, and he was like super drunk of like vodka or something. So he wasn't even able to, you know what I'm saying? And I remember I just laid her down on the floor and I slapped her like 40, 50 times, bro, until she like came back. I slapped her hard, bro. When she woke up, like, she was like, what? And they were throwing water on her. I mean, there was like 30 people around us, and I was just bombing on her, bro, because she was dying, bro.
That's nuts.
It's nuts, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and that's just
How many people do you think you've seen pass away from that? How do you?
I mean, honestly, at least 5, bro.
5?
At least 5. At least 5 people, and
That's crazy.
and that's that. I mean, that's people that I've seen, but also like having a conversation with somebody, right? And then later on that night, they're like, "Oh, he overdosed, 2 hours ago." I'm like, you know what I'm saying? And you were just right there, And these are people, like I said, these are people that have been out there for a while. I met people out there that were homeless for 10 years. It was just a way of life. And sometimes they would say things to me like, why are you even out here? And I'm looking at them like, are you serious? Like, you should know, of all people, like, you can lose it all because of drugs. But you know what I'm saying? It's because the reality was because they knew I had a family, and a lot of these people have families, bro. Not everybody out there doesn't have a family, and there is people out there with no families, and it's a lot harder for them. And I get it, and that's why I'm trying to, like I said, that's why I'm trying to start a movement for all those people out there that have no support. There's some people out there that don't have anybody. They don't.
What do you say to the people, the family members? What do they need to be doing? Like your parents came out there. Do
Honest,
they you would you say, hey, go look for them, do whatever you can to get them off the street,
honestly,
or do you just say, hey, he made his choice?
I mean, I'm not gonna be the person to get in the way of people's belief system, but I mean, if I was a parent just like my parents, I would definitely not give up because the fentanyl is so bad that I mean they could just you get a phone call one day and be like, you know, your daughter passed away, and then plus the games with the fentanyl out there is so shisty that I mean you can get killed for a couple of pills. You know, someone could be like, "Hey, they'll start spreading this rumor saying that somebody has a large amount of pills, and in reality, they just got a couple." And you got people over here that are willing to do whatever it takes to, you know, come up on a bunch of money, a bunch of pills, and do you dusty, and just leave you there for dead, or hurt you really bad. You know, I've been in situations where, I mean, people wanted to do me dusty, and people tried, and it got ugly, bro. It got really ugly. And the crazy part is like you're not even scared of the drama. I mean, maybe I'm speaking for myself. I don't know, but I'm saying because this all changed my mindset while I was on a fentanyl. It like really made me like not care. Like I wasn't scared to die. You know, I wasn't scared of people trying to rob me. I was like, well, let's see what happens. You know, like it's weird. Like it's just you don't care about all that violence. You don't care about the trauma. You don't care if you hurt people. I hurt a lot of people, and I didn't even care, bro. I had no remorse. You know, and that's not who I am. You know, I remember getting into like physical fights with people and just leaving them there, and just you don't even care, bro. You know, because it takes over your entire character. It takes all the compassion you have for people. You know, it's not a pretty scene.
I'm gonna take a break. Chop.
Break number one.
Breaking chains with